Well, howdy, 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 everybody. Theresa here. Just me and the critters today. It is February 23rd, 2018. It's Friday, right? Is it Friday? Let me know. I gotta look now, because I think it's Friday. I know you all are going, it's Friday. Yes, it's Friday, 2018. It is 2:16 p.m. I'm doing the vlog earlier today. You may or may not hear the washing machine in the background, because you know we got to be doing some laundry. Excuse me. It is 80 degrees right now. Real feel is 84. The high will be 82. The low will be 60. So that's what's going on for the weather. Beautiful outside. Yes, gorgeous. Let's see. I've been writing some cheat sheets, and it goes a little bit better. Okay, I did end up making breakfast for dinner. Hi, Charlie, man. But I had some difficulty. We had a lot of stuff. Brad's been making trips to the RV, getting stuff, and then he unloads it real quick, and wouldn't you know, a lot of the stuff was in my way. And because I'm not supposed to be lifting, I was irritated, I wasn't mad at him or anything. I was just irritated about the situation. I just had to tell myself to mellow out. But anyway, so I made breakfast for dinner, and I just accidentally timed it perfectly as he walked in the door. It was finishing, and I cooked up half a pound of bacon, and scrambled some eggs, and then I thought we had hash browns, and we didn't. I'd already used them, so we had a half a loaf of French bread, and I sliced that and toasted it. And that was good, and I always melt some cheese over the scrambled eggs, so cheddar cheese. So that was good, and Brad really enjoyed it, and so did I. And then after dinner, Brad helped me go out in the kitchen, since I'm trying to be good and not lift stuff, guys, and go through some boxes, and then he could move stuff. I could say, well, this needs to go in the craft room, or this needs to go, in our bedroom, or whatever. And then I still was sorting through stuff. We had it down enough where I could sort through stuff. And so he did all the dishes. He's so nice. He's just so nice he's just a wonderful man. But don't tell him I said that, because, then they get all cray-cray. And then he went to bed, and I did some looming. I don't have my hat finished, but I've got it over half. It's a large adult, and that takes longer, don't you know? And I don't have my hands woven in, but so yeah, that's what it'll be. And this is the nice variegated. Really like this yarn. It's kind of a painted look. It's a red heart. It's a red heart. So anyway, I worked on that till 4 a.m. and I'm like, you better quit, go to bed. And I still was kind of wired, but I'm always going to be, I think, a night owl. The only time I ever could really get to bed at 10 and I'd wake up at 6 was when the girls were growing up, and I always got up with them in the morning, got them off school and all that. So. But this morning, when I did finally get up, or this afternoon actually, little afternoon, I went outside with the dogs, of course. Brad and I had found the other lead. We know we had 2 leads, and he worked with it with some WD-40 and got it working. So then both big dogs could be out there on their leads, and then Missy was on a retractable leash. And they all had fun. I had to go down, get off the steps a couple of times, go down and untangle them. They made quite the... they were making a web. And but they were really enjoying it. You probably won't be able to see. I'll show you the picture, but you probably won't be able to see, because they were in the shade when I took the picture, the dogs. And this is only temporary. This is just until we save up. We need like $200 to put in some fencing, and then they'll have like a nice 10 by 30 nice dog run off the back steps, and I'll be able to go out there with them, and that'll be nice. But this is, and then you'll be able to see we have quite a bit of room. We are not on top of anybody. You see way in the distance that trailer. But yeah, that's all 3 dogs. They're just all in the shade, and I just having a good time. So, you know, they were enjoying it. We do that at least a couple of times a day where I sit out there with them, and they get a good chance to really explore, act like cows and eat a bunch of grass, do all their potty business, do all their butt sniffing business with each other. Had no problems out there today. Nobody strange showed up. I want to clarify something. I got a comment from a gentleman yesterday who obviously, I guess, was offended because I said that the gentleman who I believe was strung out on either alcohol or drugs was African American. I want to clarify, the reason I said his race was only because it would be the same as if a police officer asked you for a description. They're going to ask you if they were black, Hispanic, Asian, white. They're going to ask you for stature, hair color, etc., etc. That's the only reason. I am from far the least prejudiced person you will meet. Why would I have initially started talking to this gentleman when he came up if I was prejudiced? You know, the family that lives right next to us, they're African American, wonderful family, really love them, really get a kick out of all the kids. You know, my husband is a beautiful mixed race. You know, I have friends of all different races. If I was prejudiced, why would I move to an area that is a lot more mixed, a lot more races than in Wyoming, frankly? So, you know, and I always find that people who want to be offended, they're going to be offended. You know, that's it. And, you know, like I tried to explain, like I said, it was no different than if the police, and my husband did report the incident. It happened to be that a sheriff came into a liquor store. He was off duty. And Brad was telling him, he didn't even know this guy worked for the sheriff's department with the sheriff, you know, because he wasn't in uniform, and was telling him, oh yeah, my wife just had it, and so he reported it. So, you know, because the other neighbors need to know that, you know, because obviously he doesn't belong in this area. So, you know, but anyway, that's all I'm going to say about that. I'm doing laundry today, and then I want to vacuum the front room and sweep the kitchen and mop it. And I also want to do some baking today. I have some apples I need to use up, so I'm going to make some kind of either an apple coffee cake or an apple crisp. And then also I have some bananas that I need to use, so I'm going to be making a bunch of banana bread, which I'm excited because my KitchenAid is actually out and stuff, so I can just start throwing stuff in there. These counters are higher than the counters were in the house we had in Wyoming. So it's easier for me to be able to stand there and cut up stuff and stuff. So I really enjoy working in the kitchen. So I'll be doing that today, and then you know, the extra loaves will freeze and stuff. I'm going to make goulash for dinner because Brad works open to close, and that way that's something that reheats really nicely. And I'm also going to start some soup because like, I'm trying to figure out what to have for lunch because I usually eat soup every day, but I don't have any more homemade soup. So I'm going to start some soup today also. There's probably going to be another vegetable beef. I'm really into that right now. I just don't know why, but I just really am. So that's probably what I'm going to do. And then also another thing I want to do is make a menu out for a couple weeks. And that way too, I'll make a menu out for 1 week with exactly what we have here in the house. And then the second week, I'll make out meals I'd like to make. So if there are some ingredients I need to pick up next time I go to the store, I'll have those on hand. So yeah. And then I do plan on, let me look at that calendar one more time, guys. Yeah, I plan on Monday. I plan on, because I have to go to the post office and do and mail something off a painting off to my friend in Canada. And also, I'm going to probably mail off the box to Alabama. Either Monday or Tuesday. So, yeah, I want to get those done and get that mailed off. Haven't picked a state for next month yet. I have an idea. I'm going to be getting with my friend Bethany, and she does, I can't remember the name of the organization, but she deals with, like, sexual abuse victims and rape victims and stuff. And it's a non-profit organization, and I'm not sure all what they do, but I want to get with her and see if I can donate to them, or if they probably, if not, they have other places like women's shelters and stuff that you can donate to. So that's what I'd like to do there. And what else? I'm not donating to like cancer patients and stuff, because a lot of times, as much as I would like to, they have very strict regulations on what kind of yarn you can use and that. And I understand that, because your skin is so sensitive and you're going through so much. But I use a mix of all kinds of yarns, so, I find that, usually a lot of times it doesn't meet their criteria. And also, I worry about any kind of germs. And I mean, I'm always hand sanitizer and stuff, but, they've got, they can catch colds and stuff so easily because they just have no immune system. So I worry about that. So, that's why I don't. And like for infants and stuff, again, they usually have very strict guidelines of what you can donate, like to a hospital and stuff. And a lot of times it even has to be a specific color and a specific stitch. And I don't want to really do that. Part of what I enjoy doing is making hats of all different kinds. So that's why I usually, and another reason I stick with shelters and a lot of women's abuse and stuff is because I was once one of those women that was very abused in my first marriage and stuff. Ended up running with my two young daughters that were both basically babies, and with just clothes on our back. So I really identify with that. But anyway, that's what I'm going to be doing. All right, poopy Charlie. No, you can't get, no, you cannot get back to Charlie, and you're moving my computer. Move. No, back. You don't need to crawl back there. Go in your cage. Go to bed. You don't need to crawl back there. He wants to crawl. No, go. Bye. Bye. Come here. Come here. Come here. What are you doing, Booka? What are you doing, Booka, baby? Huh? No. Charlie, you don't need to go back there. Excuse me. Get up in your chair. So, I'm hoping everybody's having a good day. Like I said, I'm having a good day. You know what I decided to do about that very strange individual that I had that encounter with last night, and yet I was kind of shaken up afterwards and stuff. I mean, who wouldn't be? I decided to pray for him, and I did. I said a quick little prayer that he finds his way, because there was something wrong with him. There was something wrong with him, and it had nothing, like I said, again, to do with the color of his skin or anything. He could have been purple, and there was something wrong, And I doubt he even remembers even being here. Seriously, So, I think he was another lost soul, probably tangled up in meth or whatever, which is pretty predominant anymore everywhere. So that's what I have planned today, and I don't know if I'll get it all done, but that's what I have planned. Oh, last night Angel, our cat, she's very particular. And she basically has, all of her living stuff is in, all of her food. I don't put water out for her because she drinks with the dogs. She drinks all the dog water. So, but her food and everything is in the craft room. Like her hooded cat litter box is in the closet and stuff. Well, she lets you know if she thinks that cat litter box needs to be done. And she will harp on you until you go in. And she'd always done this wherever we lived. Until you go into, the craft room. You check her food. You check her cat litter box. She did that to me last night. 3 o'clock in the morning. She just, that usually after Brad goes to bed, that's kind of our cuddle time anyway. The big dog will usually go to bed with Brad. Missy will stay out here until I go to bed. Sometimes she sleeps out here a lot longer because she's deaf, so but that's usually time for Angel and I. But she kept it up till I got up last night and did that cat litter box. Like, wow, okay. But yeah, everything's going good. I brought in some more stuff last night. We did talk about it, and if we do sell the motorhome, and he's got a couple different people interested. $1,000 as it sits. They do all the repair work and all of that, and they, have to get it towed wherever. We've got a couple different people interested. One is this gentleman who has Tourette's, and Brad knows him from Dollar General, and I think his name is Victor. And anyway, one night, I was at work there at Dollar General, and a group of teenage boys started making fun of Victor because, he was, he was ticking, and he was, doing, saying some profanity and stuff, just, because that's just part of his tics. And so they started making fun of him, and Brad lined them out. And Victor had never forgotten that. Well, he's one of them that's interested in possibly buying the RV. So, another friend of his, they were going to get together and look it over and stuff and decide. So, but if we do sell the RV, or when we do, then Brad, he said, would it be okay if I got a shed? There used to be a shed out back here. And our landlord already said we could put one in. And I said, yeah. I said, I was thinking about that because he has quite a few tools. And, nowhere to really put them. And I said, I have the craft room, the front bedroom is a craft room. And, yeah, there's some tools in there. And there's some tools in our bedroom. And there's tools, here and there. I said, but I think that would only be right. And so he's picked one out. And it's basically kind of a plastic one because here with the humidity stuff, the metal ones really don't. Yeah, and also it has to be able to be disassembled pretty quickly. For when we do move, maybe in a few years or so. We're certainly not in any hurry right now. I mean, I like it here and stuff that we could move it. So yeah, and I said let's put a cap on it, no more than $300, and he found one for a lot less than that. So that's what our plan is. I'm hoping if we sell the RV too, I said I'd like to take that couple hundred to get the dog's fencing done, and then put the rest away, for medical bills and emergencies and stuff. So anyway, I mean, that's one thing I do like about renting is I don't have to worry if the hot water heater goes out. I don't have to worry about when it rained really hard and we had that leak. I didn't have to worry about putting out the money to get that fixed, or a freezer, or a fridge goes out or anything. Because when we moved in here, it was the fridge and the stove were included. So I really like not having that, just for us for now. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day, and remember that I love you, and that I cherish your friendship so much, and I think you guys are all awesome, and I will talk to you tomorrow. And if you want to come over and get some banana bread, or some of the apple crisp, just come on over, let me know. I can make tea, I can make coffee. I have another recliner. We can sit and yickety-yak. We could go in the classroom and do some crafts. Basically, y'all can do the dishes. Alright, love you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.